In Fire Emblem Fates, you have a lot of decisions to make, which is why we're here with a crash course in tactics. I'm Chris Waters from GameSpot.
And I'm Ash Paulson from GameXplain. Welcome to the second episode of Inside Fire Emblem Fates, a series sponsored by Nintendo in which we help you be the best amnesiac / chosen one / dragon person / commander you can be.
So let's hit the ground running. You'll battle in a lot of different places throughout the campaigns of Birthright and Conquest, but the importance of knowing where your enemies are is always paramount.
Tap X for a quick look at all the spaces where your enemies can strike, and then use that to plan your movements.
I like to take a strong defender and put them just within the enemy's range to lure them into attacking. Most enemies won't engage you until you enter their range, so if you're careful, you can avoid alerting more enemies until you've finished off the ones you're dealing with.
Also, you can select an individual enemy to see their specific movement range highlighted in red, which is especially helpful when you have flying units and the enemy has archers.
Yeah, picture your Pegasus and Wyvern riders like a pile of gas-soaked rags.
And enemy archers are the match.
Always be aware of the battlefield terrain and use the info in the top left corner as a guide. Groves of trees can confer a defensive boost, while desert sands can slow unit movement to a crawl.
And check your unit's skills to see who does better in what terrain. Cavaliers like Silas can hit harder when they have open fields to run in. Knowing your army's skills can nudge you toward victory, and though enemy units will have their own skills as well, you don't have to worry about them in the early going.
Now that's some Birthright talk right there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, man, in Conquest, the enemy skills cause problems straight out of the gate. I'm talking poison damage, lunge attacks, stuff that'll shake you up if you're not on guard at all times, like a boss.
There you go again with your Conquest boasting. We get it, it's challenging. It doesn't make you cool.
Oh, and I suppose hanging out with your birth family in Birthright does?
Your words, not mine.
Oh, you are just insufferable. Ah!
Typical Norian dramatics. Ugh. Okay. Even though Birthright doesn't start off too tough, you should always be positioning your units next to each other. This lets them double down when attacking and boost their chances to avoid damage while defending.
When facing the heftier challenge of Conquest, you should consider not just supporting allies, but pairing them so they occupy the same tile. The main fighter gains a stat boost, while the support fighter is protected from all attacks. You can trigger Dual Guard this way, which completely negates an attack, and you'll be protected against extra attacks from any friends the enemies might have fighting next to them.
Because hey, guess what? Your enemies, they can team up too.
You bet your sweet Bippy they can.
And really, who can blame them? Not only does fighting together enable all those powerful offensive and defensive strategies, it also brings your soldiers closer together, as friends.
Aw, isn't that sweet? I mean, yeah, it kinda is. Conversations and relationships that you can unlock are definitely part of the fun of Fire Emblem. And if friends become more than friends, then you can count on some new recruits to join the squad.
Baby time!
Now let's talk leveling.
It's super important. Soldiers gain experience for doing damage, so you want to get them in on as many fights as possible. If you have a dude who's lined up to kill an enemy in one hit, let a weaker ally take a potshot at that enemy before you bump him off.
Every little bit helps.
And that's a strategy with your healers and your singer as well. You should heal or sing on every turn, even if it doesn't seem tactically necessary, because leveling up is always tactically necessary.
These tips go for Conquest as well, but while Birthright has a bunch of extra challenge battles to help bolster your leveling, Conquest offers less of these opportunities, so you have to make the most of each battle. Now let's take Mozu, for example.
Mozu, I know her. Paralog 1, everyone she knows murdered by faceless monsters right before her eyes?
Yup.
Oh yeah, Mozu. She's not very good.
No, she is not, but she gets good. The best way to level weaker fighters is to have your other soldiers whittle down an enemy's health and then have the weakling make the kill shot. Pretty soon, that weakling will be one tough cookie.
But the most formidable fighters don't just level up, they class up using a Master Seal. Once you've reached level 10, you can evolve your soldier into an awesomer version of themselves, giving them big stat bonuses and possibly enabling new weapons and skills.
You don't want to rush into it though. Keep going until you hit level 20 and you'll have milked your basic class for all the stat boosts it's worth. Then, Master Seal it up and become more powerful than you ever imagined.
Oh my god, so many tips.
So many strategies!
Okay, let's pick up the pace. Buy hand axes and javelins for your axe and spear users so they can have a ranged attack option.
Dragon Veins can do some cool stuff, and don't forget that any royal character can use them. Your friends, your enemies, anyone with that weirdo royal blood.
Keep an eye out for glittering spots on the battlefield to pick up some bonus items or boost your weapon proficiency.
Use the Store All and Optimize commands in the unit selection screen before each battle to make sure that those cool weapons you've been acquiring end up in the right hands without you having to fiddle around too much.
Pair a ninja with a flying unit to have them soar over barriers and unlock hard-to-reach chests.
Save those permanent stat boosting items for the characters you really care about on and off the battlefield. Or just keep them for yourself.
After every fight, attend to any and all exclamation points on your castle map or in your support conversation menu.
Save your progress.
Never pet a burning dog.
Be sure to... Wait, what?
Oh, sorry, wrong game.
Okay. Well, there are many deeper strategies to discover within Fire Emblem Fates Conquest and Birthright, but these should get you well on your way.
It's a lot to take in, but stick with it and come on back to share some of your own tips in the comments below. I'm Ash Paulson.
And I'm Chris Waters, saying thanks for watching Inside Fire Emblem Fates. And long live the Kingdom of Hoshido!